What is Night Troupe? Actually, that is a great question. What is Night Troupe? Well, gladly, we have a little bit of information on the website that was released yesterday, but of course, because Twitch couldn't let me go live, I couldn't look at it. But I think we have a little bit of information on Night Troupe and what it exactly is. Midnight Carnival Update Preview. And this is the Rien version, so that's the one that MapleStory had as well. I don't think we have many more details here. This is essentially, this preview essentially gives you the same information as the Rien review would. Rien straight Night Troupe. I don't know if we have any music from that. Nerfed Corona Season 3. How long is this? There are some videos of this. Oh, BGM. Here we go. This is going to be the beautiful BGM for the area. You can hear some fireworks in the background. So, we had first the Celestial Blessings event. Overpowered out of every single bodily orifice that you can even think of. Yeah, massive OP, brought a lot of people back, and then they had to start nerfing it, of course, because that was unattainable, unupkeepable, whatever the full dollar word is that I'm trying to butcher right now. Then we had Night Troupe, was it a year, 2 years ago? And now we are getting a slightly tweaked version of that. I think, again, slightly nerfed in terms of how much EXP it gives. However, it will be simpler to set up and not as much of a drawback. The main problem last time was that you had to specifically choose training, bonking, or free stuff, like free value items. And people who didn't really want to try too much, they just went for the free value. People who wanted to work on their Legion did the bonking, but were, even though the patch notes were very clear, still surprised at that all of the value was very backloaded. So you had to play for a long duration of time before you could get the full value out of the event. And for a lot of people that didn't have that full session to be able to play, they got lower perceived value than they were hoping, and they basically all moved to that first thing, where it's just, you get EXP the whole time extra. Not as much if you're playing on a boss mule, but you get it faster, so if you're not playing the full duration, you actually, for like the first hour, you're like running ahead of the other one, and then the last hour, the other one catches up, but if you don't have that long, right, the other one was worse. So now they only have two options. Either get EXP while you're while you're killing monsters, or get free stuff while you're killing monsters. That's basically going to be the only two options. So it's going to be much simpler on a week-to-week to set up on which one you want to do. So most of the emphasis is going to be around building out the theme park and getting the full account buffs that you're wanting to do, and just capping out your weekly coins. So let's get into it. So Halloween is approaching, and Maple, we're preparing for the Night Troupe and various Halloween-themed events. Hunt monsters and participate in events to raise your festival designer rank. It said raise your... I was expecting a different word there. For Harambe. And use the festival decorating to design the festival. More buildings means more passive skills that benefit all characters eligible for the event, like I just mentioned. Earn bonus EXP with the ride attraction, so that's going to be the weekly selecting of which effect you want to have on your account for that week. Or obtain growth enhancements like arcane symbols from the human cannonball attraction, so that's going to be the one where you get free stuff. Increasing your festival designer rank, which is going to be shared within your account and is not going to cost you coins. It's just going to check if you've got the total amount of coins necessary to increase your rank. That's going to open up more attractions that you can build up, and it will also unlock handy bonuses such as Character Burninator or the Safety Zone, which is the No Boom Room that you've probably been hearing chatter about. It's a No Boom Room is very, very good value if you're trying to get arcanes up to 15 stars, and more rare items like Abso equips maybe early on if you're a lower level character. Things like Meister rings if you're going to be crafting those, Kana treasure rings, Dominator pendants, stuff like that, where you can definitely get your hands on one, but having backups and having the safeguard is going to be very expensive. So using the No Boom Room, the Safety Zone for that, is going to save you a lot of money. We can give a little bit of an example. Exclamation mark star forcing. if we were, for example, calculator, if we wanted to get a level 200 equip, right? No star catching, normal safeguard from 0 to 15 without any kind of discount whatsoever. On average, we're spending somewhere between 1.3, 1.7 bill. But if we do the Gnome Boom event, instead that price goes down quite a bit, as you can see. So that'll save you that much. Looks like around 600 mil, 4 to 600 mil. So let's say 450, let's say 500, right? Right down the middle on all of your pieces. So if you have 5 arcane pieces that you're going to move into, that saves you 2.5 bill. So that's really nice. That money you can spend on the potential instead, and maybe a little bit on flames on your weapon to squeeze out a little bit extra value there. So if you're around that stage, keep that in mind. Special activities like the Giant Iceberg Breaker Festival will be available to help you earn additional Troupe points. In addition to the other events, a special home story chapter is also available, leading to a new shopping category for the Halloween-themed furnishings. Ooh! So you can theme your house in-game. The Midnight Carnival awaits. All right, with this beautiful music. That's only a 125-second loop, so I have to repeat it a lot, but don't worry about that. That's my problem, okay? Let me deal with that part. So, Night Troupe, the Festival of Dreams and Illusions makes a return, and Spiegelman needs your help designing this year's festival in Rien. Every week, you will be able to choose which area of the festival you'd like to take advantage of when hunting monsters in your level range. So it's all about hunting monsters in your level range, not about doing other content like it was last time. The first is Ride Attractions. That's still the same name as last time. It'll activate a special effect when enough monsters have been defeated, granting direct EXP along with an EXP buff, depending on your rank. So you'll get a burst of EXP as soon as you trigger the buff, and then the buff will last for a while and give you an EXP buff. The higher the rank you are, the longer the buff will last, and the higher the percentage of it will be. The amount of activations, though, I saw from MapleStory, the amount of activations of the buff per day is going to stay the same throughout all the ranks. In the last year, you started at a lower amount, and you increased the amount of activations as well, so you can keep the buff up for longer. That was eliminated, at least in MapleStory, and it seems like we're getting a copy-paste of that old MapleStory, older, quote-unquote, MapleStory event. Then, if you're trying to look for growth enhancement, so this is typically for people at the lower level range who maybe can't get as much value out of totems in terms of EXP yet, and you're looking more in terms of growing out your symbols, or you've already got all the EXP you want and you're actually trying to get symbols like arcane symbols, and see that sacred symbols are also part of this, which is going to make it a little bit trickier whether I want to pick one or two, but we'll see. You have to pick the Human Cannonball attraction, where you just fire yourself into, hopefully, a pot of gold at the other side of the rainbow. Fill up the cannon by collecting magic bullet material that drops from monsters in your level range, so higher or lower by 20 levels. And activate the skill to unleash an explosion of damage, depending on the map you're in. With an Arcane River or Grandis, special items will drop, such as Karma Meister Cubes, which are regular cubes for us in Reboot. It just means you can only use it on untradable equips, but everything for us is untradable, so you can use it on anything, really. Karma Eternal Rebirth Flames, good value on that, right? Roughly the value of 3 Powerful Flames, with the extra of being able to get to Tier 7, which Powerful Flames cannot reach. And you can even collect unfinished Arcane River Orbs, which is Arcane Symbol Selector coupons, basically, or unfinished Sacred Symbol Fragments. That can be used to obtain the symbol. Okay, so you have partially. Okay, so you'll get parts of the orbs that you have to then smash together to make an orb, so you can choose which one you get. I heard on Reddit that some TMS players got 8 sacred symbols from doing the cannonball for the whole event. Yeah, this seems like the value is probably going to be rather low. This was low last time as well, but the main thing was this was a backup option in case you just didn't feel like grinding. However, this is now also connected to killing monsters near your level. So basically what this is you'll get more value for your account if you only have time for dailies. And dailies is all you do, then it's probably going to be better to pick the Human Cannonball. But if you're playing a decent amount, you're planning on doing totems and everything, you definitely want to do the Ride Attractions. One extra thing I will say is this event tends to run 4 weeks. You won't be able to do the same thing for 4 weeks because you'll just run out of totems. And then you'll have to start training off totem, right? Like, you won't have enough value for enough days, most likely. Unless you totally fully prepared and you have access to, 4 weeks, 28, you have at least like 28 totems that you have available to, then you can do every single day the same event, right? So keep that in mind as well. Do I want to do it the first week? Do I want to do it the last week? And definitely look at the patch notes next week so you can see how do the percentages and the chances for the buffs, how does that all change? Because it might be the case that you want to train maybe only the second, third, and the fourth week. And maybe the first week you just do the human cannonball just to get a little bit more value out of, because you have to pick 1 week where you can't. Or you don't want to do 4 weeks in a row, it's too much. So maybe you do 2 weeks at first, or 1 week, you do 1 week ride attractions, then a week cannonball to kind of, to try to catch your breath again, and then do 2 more final weeks to go hard on the ride attractions, something like that. So keep in mind your value of your totems, how much you have access to, and how long you're planning to grind in a long duration. So the second part of the Night Troupe, besides picking your attractions, is also building up basically the skill tree. The skill tree is going to be hidden in terms of like the attractions that you unlock. You can also level them up. Some of them will only unlock at a certain tier that you get, and that tier is again connected to how many coins in total you've gotten on your account. Higher amount of coins, higher rank will unlock, which means that you'll get access to different skills, different skill levels, and the effects of your ticket will change as well. So all of this is connected. The rank is shared between your account, so you only have to, as long as you're capping on at least one character, you're good. And your coins won't get consumed by ranking up. You don't have to buy the rank up. It'll just be a check system to see if you've collected the required amount of total, so that you can spend your coins specifically on the rank ups that you want. So if you're going for the grinding, you'll want to look for extra bonus EXP, extra combo orbs, longer rune duration for Evan, combining with Evan, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff you want to level up quickly on. If you're not really looking for grinding, you want to look for boss damage, you want to look for IED, you want to look for coupons for additional boss access, for example. That's in there in the tree somewhere as well. That stuff will give you way more value. And then reaching the ranks will also unlock these extra things. So there's one for an extra character burninator up to 150. There's one for the boom room, getting access to that. So if you're planning on using that, you have to make sure you're ranking as well. And as with all of these events, if you're going to do absolutely nothing, if the only thing you do is capping just daily and getting to the higher rank, that is going to give you huge value already. Transfer equipment, which is not available for reboot. We get a 100% unique bonus potential scroll. Sorry, not bonus, regular potential scroll. And then a mount transfer as the final one, which is, if you care about cosmetics, really cool. If you don't, it's absolute dog shit. So it's time to shine and become a designer of your dreams. Spiegelman needs your help designing this year's festival, and he'll leave all the choices up to you. With the festival decorating UI, which is this thing over here, you'll have the selection of stands to open in the Night Troupe, which with each one providing a special skill to all the characters eligible for the event. Some of these perks, because there's a level requirement, right? But it's most likely going to be all of your characters. Some of these perks can even be upgraded for a higher bonus. It's going to be about 50-50. Some of them is just unlock it or not, and then specifically the ones on the bottom here, the ones you see with a little arrow, those will get higher level effects. So every single time you'll be able to see, okay, what is the next effect? How much is it going to cost? And does it make sense to level up something else? Or do I just keep upgrading your existing one? Of course, you can do maths on like, okay, I got 300 coins per day. How many days until I unlock this? Is it better to save my coins and go for the upgrade? Or is it better to make a smaller upgrade, right? We'll go into that once we get the exact details and the prices of everything. That should be available next week in the final patch notes. While participating in events and activities within the Night Troupe, you'll accumulate enough Troupe points to earn Troupe coins and increase your festival designer rank. So the points, again, 100 points into a coin. We'll probably have to have the whole discussion again on the difference between points and coins. Remember that points are per character, coins are typically per account. So if something gives you specific straight-up coins, that's typically something you can only do once per account per day or per week or something like that as a bonus. If it's points, that's something that you could do every single day on every character and cap on and get to that 300, right? So there's going to be probably a point cap, not a coin cap. It's probably something that we'll have to reiterate 1,000 more times, but you get it. So increasing your festival designer rank will also provide a higher passive bonus of stats from the festival designer skill and unlock special event features such as the safety zone, character burninator, and those other things that I mentioned down here. So we'll look at the details. But basically, there's a few of them for EXP specifically, and then a few of them for just like 30 boss for your account, for example. But you might only be able to unlock that one when you get to the second highest rank, and it might cost like 1,000 coins. So you'll only get access to that later in the game. Okay, and then we have Night Troupe activities. This is a little bit extra and a little bit different than last time. So there are going to be special events available in Night Troupe to help you earn Troupe points and increase your festival designer rank. So again, if it gives you points, that means it goes on to the regular amount of points of 3,000 that you can get per day, right? Or 30,000, sorry. One of the zeros is hidden here. Because 100 per coin, 300, 30,000, yeah. So it might be a different way of getting the points that you want in a more fun way, or a way that's more accessible to weak characters. You know, you don't have to, if you can kill monsters around your level quite as quickly. And then you have Giant Iceberg Breaker Festival, can provide a total of 150 Troupe coins daily, depending on how much damage you can do. The higher damage, the more coins. So since this one mentions that you can get coins from it specifically, this is the daily, so that's one character per day that can get that. So this is going to be a bonus, so that, which means that your daily coin cap is most likely going to be 450, 300 through points, 150 through the Icebreaker. Of course, the only people who could do that are people who are extremely strong and the people who are abusing Kuruma's Claw. So that's for one character. So for every other side character, the most coins you'll be able to get will probably most likely going to be 300. But again, we'll get the confirmation next week on the dates and everything. I'll update the event calendar. We'll be able to see it all there. At the junior rank, special map become available, a thrilling glacier diving experience. Okay, so you have to get junior rank for this first. Driving instructor Dachi will send you up at a diving suit mount. This is the AFK area. Master Designer Double will have a quest line available to let you select one of the 3 diving suit mounts to keep as a permanent mount. Okay, so this is partially functional, partially cosmetic. But basically this will be for the AFK area, where you can, I believe, usually you can choose whether you get points when you're AFK or EXP when you're AFK. The EXP typically scales horribly past 200, so you can use it for EXP if you want to. Or if you don't have time to cap during a day, you can just leave a character up all day like that, and it'll just cap during the whole day. If you're feeling generous, you can support the cause by to sponsor the festival with Barbara. You can provide a donation of Mesos, which will be, I believe it's 200 mil, but it might be 500 mil. I don't remember exactly what the Maple Sea one said, but it's pretty pricey. If you're a low level character, you're probably not doing this. I think it was 200 mil. Provide an EXP buff to all the characters in the map, so it'll be like an MVP buff. And if I remember correctly, I believe it can stack with MVP. The problem is, though, difference from last time, the Maple Sea patch notes specifically said you will only be able to get this skill twice a day. Whether you're the one activating it or someone else is activating it, you can only get it twice a day, which will still be nice. But these areas are probably going to be highly cluttered with people trying to get this buff. There might be a lot of lag associated with, and it's an event map, so keep that in mind if you're going for it and trying to get these buffs. Or you can donate Maple points to the Baby Animal sponsorship to attain more Troupe coins. Oh. I imagine this is a way that you can use Maple points to buy however many days you've missed out on capping, right? As like a catch-up situation, probably 3,000 Maple points to get your 300 coins for the day you missed. You know, so whales can just catch up in the end. What's a festival without some old-fashioned bumper cars? Thankfully, Round We Go Bumper Car is here to bring the fun to all the senior designers. Face off against other Maplers in a 3v3 minigame to earn extreme growth potions for your characters below 200. Rip. Not for me. So that's going to be another minigame for extreme growth potions. Nice. And lastly, as long as you're a senior designer, Cassandra will let you use the jackpot spinner every day for a chance to earn Troupe coins. You can spin the wheel every 30 minutes, and each time you win, the prize is doubled. If you lose, your prize counter resets. How lucky are you feeling? I believe, I might be mistaken, but I believe this gives you coins, but I think this goes into your daily limit of points as well. So if you do get 300 from this, I think that counts as 30,000 points for the day, and then you're just capped for the day, if you're lucky. That's how I remember it from last time. So again, could be mistaken here, so let me know if you know other information from Maple Sea that contradicts that. So I don't think it's like the case that you can do and your daily point cap and get those 300 and then do like up to 150 from the iceberg once that unlocks, and then also do this for like an additional 300. I'm pretty sure that's not possible. But you know, maybe that could be contradicted with further updates. That's how I remember it from previous updates that were from patches that were similar. But then we have Halloween events. Help Cassandra in the Halloween candy party by finding the secret ingredients needed to make the perfect candy. After successfully creating 3 candies, she'll reward you with a pair of Halloween kitty cat ears. Oh, who could say no to that? It's a little bit of a nerfed version of the giant witch hat with the ears, I think. With the neon, what is it, neon cat witch hat, something like that. But, you know, something is slightly different this year. Carencia is also looking for some Halloween help this year, as she wants to teach the fellow residents about the holiday by throwing a party. So that's in the house area. Or home, I should say, yeah. A special story chapter for the home content will be available that unlocks a special shopping category full of Halloween-themed furnishings and blueprints. You don't want to miss out, as this will only be around for a limited time. Okay, so if you're really into the home content, this is the legacy content right here, okay? And this is just a taste of what's to come in the newest update. So again, this is just a preview. Hopefully next week we'll get more details on the numbers and we can start number crunching on how many days do I need to do this and that or the other. But I definitely wanted to get this out since this was already available yesterday, and sadly I couldn't stream yesterday and couldn't record this. But, well, I technically could have recorded it, but too lazy. But yeah, so that's going to be the music that you hear in the background the whole time, and this is going to be the content that's coming. So hopefully you've been saving up your totems and going to go hard on the levels. We'll see how great this this EXP buff is, but I'm expecting it to be a little bit less than, you know, last time we had the event, and that was also already quite a bit less than the first time we had the event, but still beneficial to train there and to get extra rewards. Hopefully your maps won't be bottlenecked too hard, and you will actually be able to find areas that you can train in. But yeah, next week we'll have more details, so stay tuned until then. Other than that, thank you for watching this short update, and let me know what you're going to be picking. Which week are you going to be doing? Are you going to do ride attractions? Or are you going to shoot yourself off in a cannonball? Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later.